Hello, my lovelies. So today we're going to do something fun. Obviously, if you're here, you have hopefully seen the last video that I posted, which is I finished the first draft of Project TF. Yay! But now, if any of you have ever written a book or know somebody who's written a book or heard anybody else talk about writing a book, when you finish writing the first draft of another book, you get this almost like, how do I put it? Like almost like a contact high where you're just kind of like, okay, now I need to do all the things. I need to write more. I need to do this. I need to do that. Just so many things. So I'm a little bit in that right now. So I'm utilizing that so that I can be productive going into, as you can see over on this screen right here, Project DDD1 Vision Board. I thought it would be fun for us to kind of sit down and do not like an outlining, kind of like brainstorming, Pinteresty, vision boardy kind of thing together, because I have like a general outline. There's still a couple of tweaks I want to make to it for this book in particular, but I wanted to put together like a vision board so that when I go into writing, I can take that outline that I have and use this vision board to help kind of guide me. So I thought we'd first start with just the overall vibes. I do have some character stuff on here, which is why you're only going to see the vibes board right now. So I'm sorry about that, but you're only going to see the vibes board. I do have some other stuff on there for characters and that kind of thing because I am a very visual person. So I like to be able to kind of see what I'm writing, if that makes sense. Like it's easier for me to picture in my head and put it on the page when I have like a reference that I can use for reference. So I thought we could today start putting some stuff over here on the vision board. So to begin with, let's talk about what Project DDD is, why I have DDD1 here, and basically all the basics about Project DDD. So the basics for Project DDD1 is that the big one, why it's called DDD1, is that yes, it is book one in an interconnected standalone series. So there's going to be 3 books ideally for this series. This will be book one, and they're going to be interconnected, but they're going to be standalone. So you can read them on their own, but the world is going to be connected. So that's the reason why it's called DDD1. Now, because again, I've already been thinking about it. I've already been outlining all that kind of stuff. I already have vibes of tropey kind of things that's going to be in it. So let's start off with, yes, standalone, going to be a small town romance. Again, interconnected series. You get it. Next one is going to be Grumpy and Sunshine. This one I'm very excited about because I love that. I love to read that trope, so I really want to tackle it on my own. Next one, Friend's older brother. So brother is going to be the love interest, but it's like this girl moves, like the main character is going to move into this town and she's going to meet and make friends, and it's going to be the older brother of one of the friends she makes there. And then the last one I've got right now is Slow Burn, which if you've seen me describe any of my other book, Pen Name Project, Twisting Fates, both of them are slow burns. I am a sucker for slow burns. I love them just because I love a good set. I love yearning. I love a pining. I love all of it so much. So those are the 4 kind of, I guess, tropes that will be coming into book one. So here is the board that we have it so far. So as you can see, I already have, and I'm going to be looking between camera and my monitor here, which is where the Pinterest board is. So if you see me kind of, that's why. So you already see I've got about four little pins here, which you can probably understand why. Obviously, Grumpy and Sunshine. I've got this one because she's going to be the sunshine, and she's going to have reasons for it. But when you can't find the sunshine. This one I loved. I just happened to see this one. I love the Grumpy Sunshine trope, but I particularly love it when it's not, like as this says, in a toxic way. Like I hate when the guy is just a jerk for no reason. Just absolute just pain in the butt for literally no reason at all. I like when it's like they're not necessarily a jerk, they're just kind of grumpy and there's a reason why they're that way and all that kind of stuff. So this, yes, just all of this. So that's that one. And then for this one, I love on Pinterest. I love getting vibes and stuff off of Pinterest, especially like these ship dynamics, just because there's always something on there for me. Like there's always something on here that I find that I absolutely love and bring into like an element of the story I'm working on. So yeah, the Grumpy Sunshine element to the max here. So I figured it would be fun for us to, again, go through and let's add some more to this board so that we can get some more vibes for Project DDD. So I'll start with there's the 4 main tropes. So I'm gonna start with one and then we'll explore Pinterest a little bit and start putting some stuff on here for that one. And then we'll move on to the next one, so on and so forth. So obviously I have some for Grumpy Sunshine already. We can add more to that here in a little bit, but what I really want is I want to start doing some small town romance vibes. So let's see if anything pops out at us. And I'm going to try to avoid putting other these things will pop up obviously for other people's books. I'm going to try to avoid that because I want this to be my own, obviously. So I don't want to copy what other people have done with theirs. So we're going to avoid pinning any people's books that are already available. So this one is cute though. I love Light Farms. I've read it. I love that book so much. It's so cute. I love that series. So that one's cute, but we must hold off. Let's try maybe not vibes. Let's try inspiration. Oh, this is cute. Oh, I love. I'm also a sucker. My favorite season of all time is fall. I love this vibe. I love that. That's so cute. Let's do that one. So I'm gonna put it. All right. So we've got one for small town romance. Let's see what else. All right. Maybe not. Maybe we should come back to small town romance because I'm not saying anything other than the first one that I'm really, really in love with. So let's go back to the Grumpy and Sunshine character dynamics, maybe? Let's try that. Here we go. Oh, these are cute. Okay. So let's just explore some of these for fun. I like this one because let's just say this matches. So we're going to do that and save it in vibes. Oh, wait. I think I saw one that I actually really like too. No, go back. Completely missed it. Oh, this one. Yes. 100% this one too. I don't know why I love this micro thing where everyone else can tell they're in love and they're rooting for them. So it's do it. So we're going to do that one. And let's see. Oh, this one's cute too. Oh, I might have to bleep that one that out. Yeah, I'm again grumpy for a reason. Also, just they're grumpy, but they're not a complete jerk. So they're kind of they have that cute energy at the same time. They're just very shy kind of thing, but also you know what I mean. So yes, let's do that one. Let's see. Oh, here we go. I love this, especially combined with the previous one where they're actually just a shy, grumpy puppy, but everyone's afraid of them for some reason, or they're they avoid messing with them. I love that. I love that so much. 10 out of 10. Smash. Yeah, I love looking up the character dynamic stuff just because it gives me a good idea of how to build their personalities that I have envisioned around particular things. So again, building the character of so I have the 2 main characters who the main female lead is going to be her name is Daisy, and then the main male lead is going to be Henry. So building personalities and quirks and stuff like that around certain things is going to be really fun for me. So and again, I only recently started doing specific Pinterest stuff with building character stuff. I didn't do it as much I did it a little bit for Pen Name Project, but it was more of I wanted physical references for writing the physical attributes of the characters more than what dynamic, like the dynamics and stuff like that. So this is just more recent. Like, I don't even think I did this for Project TF. Like, this is brand new. I'm brand new to trying this specific type of Pinterest vibe, so to speak, but I'm enjoying it so far, so we're going to go with it. The thing with building these vibe kind of Pinterest boards for the book, I'm definitely like, not every single one of these will end up staying in the long term. This is just kind of like a preemptive, a preemptive like thing to start with. So some of these may change, some of these may go completely. We don't know for sure, but we're just having fun. Let's see, what is this one? Oh, that one's cute though, but not exactly the vibe we're going for. Oh, this is it. Oh yeah, this is a vibe. This is a vibe. All right, save. I just love the vibe of that, but not for this story. I love that. It's so funny. Okay, okay. I feel like we've gotten some decent ones for the Grumpy Sunshine. So let's do friends, older brother vibes. Let's start with that and see if we need to narrow it down to like character dynamics. I do like this one. Just for, I mean, it's simplistic because like I want Henry and his sister to have like a good relationship, and they will have a good relationship because of some other stuff. But like, I like the idea of that. It's a little bit simplistic, but like, we're gonna go with it. Uh, yes, I like. This is gonna be the sister, and this will be him. I love that so much. So yes, we're gonna smash. Okay, so I like this one, but not because of the. I get kind of like a like I love my brother too much kind of vibe from this. Like, you guys know what I mean. So I don't love it for that, but there is a specific thing that's going to happen that I do like this for. So that's going to go on the board. Okay, so some good ones, but let's try with the character dynamics and see if how that works. I like that it's already brought up ones we've already done and put on the board. That's encouraging. Step in the right direction. I like this one. It won't be the friend. Well, I guess it could be the friend. I do like this one though. This is cute. So, into the bucket you go. Okay, so there's going to be, because this is interconnected series and these are going to be other characters who I will eventually go to. I love this for two other characters in the story. So, and they're friends, so I love that vibe. This one could be promising. Let's try looking in here and seeing if there's anything good in here. This one's cute for Henry and his sister. I like this one. Vibes. Okay, nothing else that I've particularly am drawn to there. So let's go back here and see if there's any other ones. I mean, this one kind of goes without saying. Bonus points. Okay, yeah, this fits. This goes with the Grumpy Sunshine. I mean, literally, but. Yes, again, for later stuff and because interconnected, going in the bucket. Okay, so we've done some friend's older brother. Let's try some slow burn vibes. See what we can get in there. What are you doing there? What are you doing there, pen name project? Which, yes, if you go to my profile, which I might show you here in a little bit, you can follow me on Pinterest if you want to. And I usually lock projects that I'm actively like working on, but I'll open them up once I feel comfortable enough like letting people see them. So back to this though. So slow burn. I mean, yes, I love the little matches. So like for funsies, we're just gonna put that in vibes because we can. It's my Pinterest board and I want it now. I do what I want. This one's cute. I like that. Vibes. Oh, you guys know I'm a sucker for friends to lovers. This one won't be necessarily friends to lovers per se immediately because they just meet each other, but I'm gonna put it in there mostly for the mutual pining and the slow burn. In you go. Okay, let's try character dynamics. Oh, here we go. Let's see. What does this look like? Okay. Okay. Yeah. Mutual pining. Slow burn. Oh. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, that's what we need to add to the list for the vibes board. This one. Mm-hmm. There's a scene for that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I just had a whole thing I just did, but you didn't hear any of it because my camera cut off. So I had to do some things so I could start the recording again. And yeah, so you missed all of that, but let's continue. So we pulled up the Her Comfort because of the last one. So we're going to look at that a little bit, see what we've got, what juicy things we have in here. I don't know about you guys, I love these like dialogue prompt ones. They always like, there's always something in there that's like, gets me. Ooh, yeah, we're going to have to save this one. I'm not going to tell you which one it is, but there's one on here that it's like, yeah, that's a vibe. That's a vibe. Okay. Oh, I love this one. Because they're again, it's a small town romance. It's like she is going to be like on a farm. Think like Stardew Valley vibes, and that's where we're going to be with the main female character. But she's going to have chickens, and this is going to be yeah, smash, smash. Oh look, that's the lamp I have back there. Okay, let's do character dynamics. Let's see if that yields any good results. Oh, here, what do we got here? Not quite, but I do like that. I saw this one yesterday when I was doing stuff, and this one just makes me laugh. It just makes me laugh. Mm, No, we're back to just kind of some more generic, it looks like, dynamics on here. Nothing wrong with that, but we're just back to what is this one though? Oh, this one's cute too. I mean, it is Grumpy Sunshine still, but also like, yeah, I like that. That's cute. I'm trying to reserve the vibes just mostly for the the dynamic between the two main characters, but any other ones for sequels, so to speak, or for the interconnected part will go in there as well. All right, I think we have enough dynamics, so let's go back and try the small town romance. Let's try this again and see if I can focus my brain on this more. Oh, here we go. This will be my first book that I'm doing where the scenery, the settings, all of that is completely made up. So it'll be a completely fictional town Whereas with the other two books I've recently written were both in reality. So like one was based in Durham, North Carolina, and the other one was based in so Project TF or Twisting Fates. That one was based in more like Kansas slash Oklahoma slash that whole Tornado Alley area. So those two books are based more in obviously reality, whereas this one is going to be completely made up. So there's going to be a coffee shop that somebody owns for one of the characters. She won't for the main character, but like it'll be there. So we're going to add that. What else can we add? I like this one. I like the simplicity of like the town because I'm not huge on like as a Southern girly myself. I grew up in Charleston, South Carolina. I'm not as big into like the very like what you think of like King Street vibes. I'm not as big into that, but like this is nice. It's very simple. You could make some fun stuff with that. I also am kind of drawn to this one here too. This one's a little bit more King Street. Well, no, this one's not as King Streety. This is nice. I like that. Let's do that. Any other ones down here? See, this one would be more like even that's not too bad, but we're gonna go back to the main page here. I keep getting distracted. Oh, this one I like. This one's cute. Yeah, we're gonna save that one for vibes. Oh, this one's cute too for like the coffee shop. I like that. If you want to cooperate with me, computer, that would be lovely. Oh, not that. I like that. Oh, actually, that reminds me of, excuse me, computer. Oh, man, I can't. You'd think as a writer I'd know how to spell, I'd be able to spell things. Excuse me? Oh, okay, let's try that. Can't spell. Is it with an E? Is it with an A? Apparently nobody knows. So the lavender field part, there is going to be a bigger reason why I'm looking this one up for the vibes, but just know there is a reason for it. And oh, I love just this, like, oh, that is so pretty. Not, I mean, it's not going to be like this setup, but I love this idea of like the wraparound of yeah, we'll put that on vibes. I'm looking for like, not like like the rows of it, just kind of more like I want to see if there's any. Oh, this one would work. Oh yeah, this one's perfect. That's perfect because I like the like not the rows, but like just kind of like wild grown. Oh yeah, stuff like this is perfect. Okay, we're gonna leave it at that one and keep it that part of it pretty simple though. So I just while I was thinking about it after that one picture, I thought let's make sure we add that on there. So let's see what else can we look up for this. Got the small town romance. We've got the Grumpy and Sunshine. We've got the friend's older brother, and we've got the slow burn. As far as I know of for the other stuff on here, that's about as much that I have. So we're just coming back to check out what we have on the board and to see maybe if we click on some of the ones we already have pinned, if there's any like related ones that might spark some interest or whatnot. Or even like down here with the find some ideas, maybe that might spark some interest. So let's take a look here. So I've got my kind of scenery vibes here. I've got a lot of good character dynamic kind of vibes. I've got my two here, the ones we started with, small town, that kind of thing. So let's see. I think we have a really good start with this. So let's find some ideas. Let's see if there's anything that pops up that we like on here. Oh, and it's pulling because I did flowers first, so that's probably why, but I do like the look of some of these. I'm a flower girly. I love flowers. I love the visual of flowers and I love all the things about it. So I love flowers. Just I wish I could have flowers, but I can't in this household because somebody somebody likes to eat them. I would say the other one too, but I closed the door so she can't come in here right now because I know he'll be quiet at least. Somebody's, as in plural, likes to eat the flowers in my house. So anytime I've received flowers from like family or my husband or something like that, I immediately have to hide them somewhere in a place that they can't get to. So it defeats the whole purpose, which is why every single plant you see here in my office, fake. Every one of them, fake. Fake, 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 fake because of these two. So I love flowers. I love everything about flowers. I love the beauty of them. I love the smell of them. I love everything about them, but I can't have them because two people in this household like to eat them and get poisoned. Side tangent. Back to Pinteresting. So I think so far, I think we're good. Again, it's picking up off the last thing on there, but I think we've got some really good ones for me to start with on here. So we have some good vibes for starting with everything. So I've changed this up from draft to draft to draft for the different projects I've been working on. So Tosca didn't get any of this. Tosca was a completely separate thing. Pen Name Project has a Notion board, which I've done a video where I show the Notion board that I've been working on for all of my stuff. So you've definitely seen it. But Pen Name Project got one, but Pen Name Project didn't get as extensive a one because I'd already started edit. I was like well into the edits and all that kind of stuff when I started doing Notion. So that one didn't get as extensive one. Twisting Fates has gotten a little bit more of an extensive one, but I was like halfway through writing the first draft when I started doing this more extensively. So even that has a thing. So for brainstorming, I have this whole page where I created of like the 4 steps of outlining a novel. I have a little brain dump session over here, which I'm definitely going to have to hide these because the titles are over here for what I want eventually. Can't have that. And then I've got a section here, which because I have to blur all of this out, you won't see it. But right here where I'm hovering, where I'm like doing this, is a brain dump section. So I can just put some like, if I have a random thought that occurs to me, I can just dump it in here. But for outlining, I have a section for the characters, setting, and events. So I basically have started to try to like, especially because I'm moving from pantsing to plotting. TF or Twisting Fates was much more of like the in between of like half and half pantsing and plotting. And then with this one, because it's going to be part of an interconnected series where multiple books are dependent upon the things that are set up in this first book, which again, the other two, because it's interconnected, won't need will still have like the setup and all that kind of stuff, but it probably won't be as extensive as the first one because that's where all the big details are going to go in. But I want to make sure I have everything ready for that pipeline. So I have to be a little bit more extensive for the outline because of that. So I have the brain dump and brainstorming for the character settings and events in this section. I have a basic breakdown of like the story, around the big events that I have in my head of like, okay, these are the big moments in the book that I want to have. So that way I can like hone in on those as like the bigger, like, because with like the different story structures, you've got like the save the cat and the 3-act structure. So like basically kind of around those structures of like big events to put those into those sections that goes in here. And then as you can see, I haven't filled these out, which is why you can see them open. Once I have these big plot events planned out, I can then go in and do a scene list, which I think if I took anything away from drafting Twisting Fates, it's that I like having just the scenes listed out so that way I can pick them up and move them around a little bit more freely. Because when you put them in, especially with Scrivener, if you put them in a thing, it's really easy to pick them up and move them, but like you have to be kind of careful how you move them around, if that makes sense. And I get a little confused because I'll see like chapter this or chapter that. And I'm like, okay, well that's here. Well, oh, why am I moving it over here again? So it's a lot easier, I have found, and I started doing it towards the end of drafting Twisting Fates. I found it a little bit easier to just have all the scenes listed after a certain point. Just have everything listed out of like, okay, scene, 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 scene. So that way I can look through it and be like, okay, well, I want to insert a scene between these two scenes. And it's easier for me to do when I can see all of them in one foul swoop. So once I have the big plot events squared away, I'm still working on the outline a little bit. I have probably about, I'd say 75% of it done. There's like just the ending that I'm still kind of hemming and hawing about. So 75% of that, but once I get all of that done, I will have a better idea of what scene list I want to have. And then after that, I'll have an outline for each scene with like the bullet points that I'll put in there. So it's basically kind of like the reverse pyramiding, I guess, of like start with the big picture and then narrow down. So that is currently what brainstorming I have. So now that we have done our little brainstorming session, I guess that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you had fun kind of just hanging out with me on a more chill, like I really wanted to do this. Like I had that itch to like start working on the next book on the pipeline, so to speak. So thank you for joining me and just kind of hanging out with me as we're, exploring Pinterest and, talking through the brainstorming and outlining and all that kind of stuff. So this will be the first video. I've decided recently also in terms of my YouTube stuff that I'm going to do, each book has its own playlist. So like every book, like if it's like a very specific thing for a specific book. So like, for example, this, because it's for Project DDD1, this will be a new playlist for just Project DDD1. So any videos that I make on specific books, I'll put in here. I have like general writing vlogs that I'll still be doing. So there'll be a little bit more general of what I'm doing. But if it's like hyper specific to a particular project, those videos are going to go in those particular projects. So this will be the first video in Project DDD1's playlist. So I hope you had fun with me, and I hope that you will continue to hang out with me as we grow this particular book, because this is the first book on the channel that we will be starting completely from scratch. Project TF or Twisting Fates, you guys kind of came on like midway through the process of me writing that. You guys weren't here with me when I was working on the pen name project. Pen name project is basically almost out. So I, had already been well into the process when that started. So this will be the first book for the playlist or for the channel that we'll be doing completely from scratch together. So I am really excited to share this process with you guys, and I hope I will catch you in the next video. So until then, have a good one.